We've already talked about the fact that I go through 500 boxes of candy canes. That's interesting.
So, we're Adventures Without a Roadmap, here with Clark Griswold, aka Michael. Oh, my kids wanted to know, he said, how much are the lights so I can get them for my house? This is your 4th grader question, so take that as you want. How much are the lights / inflatables so I can buy them for my house?
I figure building up over 20 years, the value, someone else asked me that question, it's anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 worth of decorations out there.
That's incredible stuff too.
Well, I mean, if you bought it all full price, it probably would be closer to 25, but most of it is about 15 to 20.
Yeah, discount stuff. Yeah, how much are inflatables usually?
It depends on the size of the inflatable. You can get a smaller one for $20, or you can get a larger one like the ones over there for $200.
Oh wow.
So the average price is about, if you buy the average one, normal size, about anywhere from $80 to $90.
Which explains also why you're very protective on the windy nights.
Yes.
Windy, stormy nights, the display might not be on if it's super windy.
I've had to shut it down. Last year I had to shut it down in the middle of, people were here, but the winds picked up. Yeah, because they're expensive on the inflatables, I put a lot of weights on them. So I wasn't worried about that. But it was the taller stuff that worried me, or anything above grade. And what's weird is, typically the wind won't move anything. If it's less than 2 feet tall, wind will touch it. It flipped over things out there it's never touched before. That's how weird the winds were that day.
That's crazy.
Like, what speed does the wind have to be to kind of be a factor where you have to look closely at it?
If it gets over about 20 miles an hour, and if it's if it's a straight 20 mile an hour wind, where the inflatables are kind of being pushed and they're kind of staying where they are, that's not a factor. But if it goes 20, down to 10, back to 20, then to 15, that constant whipping.
If it's windy, you're probably not choosing the best night to come. So.
Yeah.
Or rainy.
So don't be bummed if it's not on, if it's the windiest night of the year.
If there's been a wind all day, the good chance it will not be on that night. But I notify, that's why I use that page to let everybody know if
Does any of the other weathering affect your inflatables or decorations or anything?
Rain, if we get a lot of rain, I insulate a lot of my extension cords I make. But even though I insulate them, if we get a lot of moisture, it'll always find that one little spot. Now, the light strands themselves won't short out. They're all insulated enough that rain won't affect them. But if one little plug, one extension cord has even a little bit of place water to get into, it'll short it out and it'll trip off the GFI. But if it just snowed, I can turn it on and we could have 3 inches of snow and it wouldn't shut down. And it's kind of pretty with snow on top of it because it glows through the snow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So rain is the biggest second factor after wind.
Oh, one little kiddo said, how do you buy it? Because I know it's expensive.
Well, I save a lot of money, like you said, by buying everything the day after Christmas. I go out the day after Christmas and stock up everything at 50% off. Hit Lowe's, Menards, whatever. I rarely ever buy anything brand new. But yeah, that's how I enjoy it.
Buy things on sale. Has anyone tried to donate lights to this display? Lights or inflatables or decorations?
Good question for something that happened last year. Elderly couple showed up, sweet little couple. And she commented, you don't have any dogs in your display. And I'm like, well, no, I guess I don't. So I showed up a couple days later. If you look out front, there's a little Shih Tzu, is that what they're called?
The Shih Tzu or Maltese? It looked kind of like a Maltese too, I couldn't tell.
Maybe it's a Maltese, I'm not sure. And they brought it to me brand new. And this year they came back and brought a collar for their dog and brought that little white tree, the little sparkly tree. They gave me that.
Aww.
And then last year also I was in the house and I heard horn honking real emphatically out front. I'm like, what's going on? Walked outside, somebody at the North Pole inflatable on this side.
Okay.
Someone had left that on the driveway on the step, is brand new.
Oh wow.
So yeah. And then over the last year, several people have, tagged me in things, or people would just have stuff to try to get rid of. And I put a post last year about, hey, if you got anything you're getting rid of, don't throw it away. I'll take it. I can probably fix it. Well, several people gave me stuff that worked. So yeah, several people have donated stuff over the last year.
See, when do you start planning what the next year's display will look like? Do you kind of brainstorm throughout the year? Do you just kind of wing it when you set it up?
I go to Walmart, Lowe's, Menards, all the local places the day after Christmas and pick up anything I can get a hold of. And then start looking at what I want to do with it next year. I don't ever brainstorm. I don't ever plan anything. I just get as much as I can new, kind of figure out what I want to do with it, kind of roughly when I buy it. And then when I pull it all out, I really start to decide where I want to go with this, where I want to go with that. Like the arch, for example, that I had over this year, which is new. That was kind of okay, I want to do an arch. Well, back in September when I pulled it out, I thought, okay, I kind of drew up a quick diagram of what I wanted to look like. And then I just kind of played with it and made it happen. So it was, it wasn't a working on it, engineer, draw up a blueprint. It was kind of out of my head more than anything else.
Okay.
The whole decoration also has music that goes with it.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. You see a lot of the big flashy set to music. Those are cool. But to me, Christmas is more the subtle music in the background. And so I have 3 Bluetooth speakers linked to they all link together to an iPad. And fun fact, prior to last year, I had 25, 30 songs that I played in a loop. Well, a guy come out last year and said, you need more music with your display. I said, well, I'd love to, because, he had 400 Christmas CDs, every genre you could think of. He just loaned them to me. He said, take them home, download whatever you want, and get them back to me. Not like he couldn't find me. So I was able to add 250 more songs to my music. So it scrolls through.
Just goes all the way.
Yeah. So it's a different song. Instead of, if you stood here for 30 minutes, you'd probably hear every song I have and then start over. Now when you're here, it's different music every single time.
That's awesome.
So I like just the subtle background music, not the flashy in your face. Because to me, being a little older, that's what Christmas was to me. The music in the background, the lights, the music playing behind it. So that's why I do it that way.
I like it.
Thank you.
Next, estimated, how many light strands / inflatables do you put up each year?
I don't know the strands. There's about 30 inflatables in the yard. But the light count is about 75,000, my best guess.
So I'm assuming those are ones where if one goes out, the whole string's not bad, right?
Well, with LEDs, that's not the way it used to be the old way, yeah. With LEDs, typically you can have 1 or 2 lights go out and the strand will still stay lit.
Okay. So you're not out there replacing things all the time?
Right. Sometimes if you get enough in a strand that go out, only part of the strand will go out. But unlike the old incandescent bulbs where you have to check each one, and they're the tester they use for, you can run down a bad bulb in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
So it's a lot easier process than it used to be.
Right. So if someone comes next year, they're not going to see the exact same display next year, right?
No. When you say how many total what?
Like inflatables and stuff that you have.
Well, it's 30 to 40 roughly, and then I add more every year. But I change it out every year. I move things around.
Oh, one kiddo said, why would you do this for people you don't even know? And thank you for doing it.
That's a very interesting question for a kid.
Yeah, that's my deep little 4th graders for you.
because I remember how much I loved Christmas lights. I remember how much of the feeling of Christmas and joy and excitement they gave me. So I do that to give to other people.
That's
And
awesome.
I see it every night when I'm out there talking to people, and that's where the payoff is.
So it's rewarding for you too.
Yes,
As well with that.
yes, it is, very much so.
Anything else fun info or things that?
My display has kind of a subtle skydiver theme. So if you look out on the display, I have a skydiving Santa, a hot air balloon, an airplane, and a helicopter. All things that I've jumped out of. So people who know me
We'll see that out there.
will see it out there. And then someone did comment tonight that they noticed there was a lot of airplane stuff out there and aviation stuff. And they asked, "Are you a pilot or something?" I said, "No, I'm a skydiver. There's a skydiving Santa in it." And they, "Oh, okay, now it makes sense."
There's some mailboxes out there. It's got an N, so if you want to write to the North Pole,
Exactly.
you might get a letter back.
Right.
He's got an N.
Well, I need to see kids will either like I had some kids just draw on paper. Oh, this year's people actually had an envelope with letters to Santa and naughty or nice, whatever. For this year too.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I bet the kids love that.
I get a kick out of reading them. I really do.
That's awesome.
We've already talked about the fact that I go through 500 boxes of candy canes. That's interesting. A video that I always post on Facebook 2 years ago would get like 5,000 views. Last year it got 85,000 views.
Wow.
So yeah, it blew up last year.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Had somebody from Rome here tonight.
That's pretty cool.
I know it's been in Brazil. People in Brazil, Japan, Australia have seen it. A lady who lives here in Rose Hill, my hometown. Her niece works at the embassy in Africa, and she's been showing it all over the African embassy. So it's all over there.
That's cool.
So who knows how far it's getting internationally?
It's so much better in person too.
Yes, the video and pictures do not do it justice whatsoever.
Everyone has to come check it out. Rose Hill, Kansas. It's worth driving to see if you're in the area. Get out of your car and go look around. Get a candy cane.
Yes, you have to get a candy cane because it was her idea.
Yes. And then let us know what your favorite display part is. And let us know your favorite inflatable. That's Michael and the Griswold House.
Well, nice talking to you. Had
Thanks
fun.
for answering all of our random fun questions.
And I love your hat.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Too.